Okay, ready. All right, welcome back to the Bite the Abstract podcast. It's been a little while.
Long while.
Not as long as we've gone on other ones, but it wasn't our longest, whatever you would call that, session, not podcasting session. But we're trying our hardest to get some stuff out. Liz getting sick, and
Many times.
way too many times. You probably hear it in your voice.
Probably. I've been sick 5 times. This is my 5th time being sick since February. And it is the beginning of May.
Yeah. So it's like you put it off one day, and then the next day you're sick, and then you put it off again, and then the next day you're sick. So it's just like it goes.
It's my fault.
We really should.
What Corey is trying to say.
It's not your fault. No, it's our fault that we put it off, because if
It
we never
is.
put it off, then that would have never happened. But
It's true.
anyway, doesn't matter. We're here now and talking.
Yeah.
We don't really have like some concrete topics to talk about today, so we're kind of winging it. But we're feeling a little ragey. We might want to get a little mad, so
Yeah.
we might want to talk about some things that get us mad.
Definitely, I would say trigger warning for explicit language.
Okay.
Most likely.
Okay.
There's going to be some explicit language coming from my mouth, depending on what we talk about.
I mean, there's explicit language coming from our mouths every time, so I think that's
I normally
just
hold
fine.
it back. I normally try to be a little bit better than normal, but
Oh no, you should just be yourself. Fuck it.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Do you want to start with some? What's the latest rage on your mind? I'm pretty sure 90% of people in our generation are gonna agree with, or gonna feel it,
I'm
unless you're a freaking trust fund baby. But
yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. There's a lot of things that I rage about all the time. The main thing that I'm raged about right now is my stupid phone.
oh god, this is so bad.
This has me so fucked up. So get a fucking load of this. I have a huge event coming up for my business. And I am type A, type B, whatever is like the really plan out type of personality. I'm that. I think it's A. So I have probably 10 different individual notes on my phone. Just alone. There's a hummingbird.
Oh, hi
My rage calmed down. Just kidding. It's coming back now. So I have 10 individual notes just for this event that I'm planning. We're planning a wedding, as we do. You know? There's so many. My grocery list that Corey's upset that I didn't get laundry soap for.
I'm not upset that
There's-
you didn't get it. Hold on, back it up. Mabel's burying herself in a freaking blanket over there.
It's cold out here.
She literally knocked it off the back of the couch and she's underneath it. But anyway,
But yeah, it's just so many things. I've had a phone since I was probably I don't even know, 10 years old, and I've had notes for however long that's been, over 15 years. They're all gone. They're all gone.
yeah. And you didn't do anything.
I did not update my phone. I didn't even delete one of them, and it glitched and it deleted all of them. They are all not there anymore. And Apple can't seem to figure it out. So we're resorting to Reddit, and Corey thinks that he can potentially try to fix it. And then if not, I'm going to have to go elsewhere and find some very sweet IT people.
Yeah, this is
please help.
This is so, in my opinion, this is so bad. And nobody's ever it's never going to get light. Like, nobody's ever going to care. But this is there's no excuse for a company that's been around for what, 18 years or something like that. Well,
So
making
long.
smartphones for 18 years, I
Yeah.
should be saying. Well, 2007, 9?
Probably. Yeah.
7 or 9 or something was the first one. So a long time,
very long
relatively.
time. Yeah.
And there's no excuse for a company like that is making these really well-performing smartphones that very friendly for users. You're just dropping data. Like, there's just no excuse for that. Like, I just think the from a software engineer's perspective, there should be precautions set in place that prevent this kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't just happen. And there should also be fallbacks. Like, you should be able to call Apple and they'll be like, oh yeah, like we can see your lost data right here,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, so freaking stupid. Like,
Well, just like from a business owner's perspective, like that is it's so detrimental to my business that I lost some of those notes. Like it sounds a little dramatic and I feel a little dramatic saying it, but I really mean that. Like there's so many things that I have written down because and even just like another thing that I just remembered I have too is like I have a whole note on how to renew my business licenses, when I'm supposed to renew them, when my insurance needs to be renewed, when my lease agreement needs to be renewed, and because I can't remember that off the top of my head.
I'm sure a lot of people freaking have that kind of information too. I don't use my notes that like concretely because I just don't take notes. It's all in my head and I forget everything. But but yeah, that's God.
It's just it's literally like slightly detrimental to my business.
Yeah.
So
Weird thing too.
thanks.
You can. Nobody's gonna care about this besides maybe like a fucking technology dude, but it's so weird that you can search your notes still. Like,
yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
so
Like they're there
so
somehow.
in the Notes app, there's no notes because they disappeared. But if you search, like when you pull down on the home screen and you search, you can see your notes. Like you can see the date, you can see the name of the note, but then
and
you
even
click
some of
on
the
it.
body of it.
You
Like,
click on it, it's not there. So it's like
yeah.
there's some data cached somewhere that that's holding this information, and you just have to pull it out somehow. And it's like it's crazy that you can't just call Apple, and
I
they
know.
have this like fucking $20 a month Apple Care Plus or whatever, however much it costs, and you can't. Like, you should be able to call and someone should know what the fuck is going on. Like,
So-
it just
So I called Apple this morning, and there's apparently I have like a Microsoft email account, and so it can be saved to my email account and my iCloud. And I know that it was like split up between those two, so there's some in both places. And Apple was like, you should call your like Microsoft to see if they have it saved. You cannot talk to someone, and then you can, but you have to pay for it. It's a subscription.
wait. You have to pay a subscription.
Yes.
To talk to like
Yes.
customer service or whatever.
It was
What are
like
we doing? This is
$100 a
stupid.
year. It's not like I was gonna pay for it. Like it's very important to me that I get this stuff back if I can. So I was like, oh, that might be worth it. $100 a year.
You can't pay monthly for it.
I'm sure you could. I instantly saw that you had to pay for it, and I was so pissed off. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not
You
dealing
should
with
never-
this anymore.
That's so crazy. Like, I'm already using your fucking services. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a customer. Why,
Yeah, isn't that
why am
crazy?
I paying for more things to get help?
And there's a chat option, but it's only AI. It specifically says AI service. And I kept saying, like, please transfer me to someone. And it's not capable of doing that. And then it said, like, if you want to talk to someone, here's this phone number. And the phone number kept hanging up on me.
Oh my
Like, the phone tree is broken.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
stupid.
God.
I'm sure you know this because you've worked on phones or do work on phone, but I'm sure they purposely are like trying to route you away from the phones to
do.
decrease their traffic.
Well, so the
Just
reason that they,
annoying.
from my perspective, this I could be wrong, but I work in a call center. What I think that they make phone trees long like that for is to like decrease the traffic so that there's more reps available, so that the hold time is technically longer once you get in the actual queue. So it takes like 2+ minutes for where I work to get through the phone tree of like who you're supposed to talk to, and then it drops you in the queue. So even though you think you've been on hold for that long, you haven't been. It's like after it says like connecting you to a representative, that's when it starts in our eyes, and that's when we can physically see someone's been holding in the queue for this long.
So, but who cares about that? Like, you guys care about it?
We do care about it because we have like special, I think I can talk about this. We have like special like contracts with Medicare. And so for certain members, if they're on hold for more than 2.5 minutes exactly, like, so like 2:30, if it's even 2:31, we're like breaching our contract with them, and we can get in trouble, and they could drop us, for example, and not want to use our services.
I see.
So I think that's kind of like a loophole that a lot of everyone in customer service has found. So I think that's how that works, but I'm not certain. But I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, that's silly.
It's a little silly.
I do understand decreasing your traffic, but like, God, there's got to be a better solution than that. Like, give some
I know.
more options. Like,
The only other option that I could possibly think of would just be more people working.
Or-
You just need more representatives.
yeah, or chat. I mean,
right.
chat
yeah.
could help too. I don't mind chatting. I could chat with someone, but I hate
like it.
chatting with like the bot. I don't like the
I
bots
know.
sometimes can be helpful, but I don't feel like
Usually not, though.
I don't feel like I ever need help with the things that the bot can help me with. They're like
No.
like it's exactly like the fucking notes issue.
Yeah.
You go to any article or you talk to a bot and it's telling you, "Oh, go through these steps." And it's like I fucking did that because I'm not
Yeah.
illiterate with my phone, you know.
I know, like, unfortunately, I feel like that chat box is there for maybe like older generations that aren't super illiterate.
Of course,
like how
I mean,
we are.
there's a target for that, and there's people I'm sure it helps, but
And they
it's like-
it's probably so cute. Like all these like cute old people are like, man, my phone isn't fucking working. And then they get to chat to someone and they're like, oh my God, it works. I'm
wow,
so
they
illiterate.
were so helpful.
Yeah.
I know how to use a computer now.
Yeah, it's so funny. That's
Yeah.
okay. I speak to a lot. I really do speak to a lot of like old, and I'm talking old, like 90-year-olds. Like supposedly it's them. Obviously I don't know, but like on chat, sometimes I can tell by like their grammar and like they are so cute. They use like all like they're like using commas and like me. I am working, getting paid to do this, and I'm like, how can I help you? No question mark, just enter.
No caps.
Oh, sometimes I think old people don't know how to take like their caps lock off, and so it's just as in all
They don't
caps,
even
and I'm
realize
like,
it.
are they yelling at me, or
So
do they just
funny.
like don't know?
It's so funny.
Yeah. Anyways, that's really minor, but that's something that I am outraged about,
Yeah.
because it just shouldn't have happened in the first place. Like that is just a stupid thing that happened to me, and I just got unlucky.
Yeah, totally. Well,
Super
now,
obnoxious.
like, I guess this is like a message for people. You got to have multiple points of failure. You can't have the single point because for your important information like this, specifically with iPhone, because it's like now we know this can happen. So it's like
Yeah,
I'm never gonna
fuck
put
me. I'm glad
I'm
that I
never
found
gonna put
out.
information I rely on only in my notes. It's got to be on paper in my notes.
Yeah.
And that, you know, so it's like even if and when you get your notes back, you like from then on out you just like fuck put that shit somewhere else too.
Well, I mean, honestly, they're like I was telling you, like my business related information that because I'm a new business owner as of like very recently. So I'm just writing down all these like little minor things that like I'm not going to remember in a year. And I had planned to write it down because I have like a box of all of this stuff that I keep. But apparently I didn't get there fast enough because now I don't get to write them down.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to try to remember, I guess. I don't know.
A way I take notes too, this is really unorganized, but it works for some people, is like on my computer. I do this specifically at work. On my computer, I just have like a little text document on my desktop, like a shortcut on my desktop. And that the text document will just have some text in it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I'll just have multiple of those. And
Are
sometimes
you talking sticky notes or Word docs?
no, like text document. Just
Oh
like
my
dot
gosh.
text. Like you open it and it opens in Notepad.
So I've done that, and my work has deleted those. My computer has.
Really?
I've lost those before.
Wow. I have
Yes.
some that I got when I like started work. So I know that I don't think they do it. My work doesn't do it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Again, bummer to be me that day when I lost those too at
Yeah,
work.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
So,
Unlucky.
anyways, what's been outraging you?
Me? That's a good question. I haven't been too raged. Besides like just things we've talked about on here. Just like working and work has definitely it's evened out. I go back and forth with my job. Just because it's like sometimes it's like I actually like what I'm doing and sometimes I feel very engaged and other times I just feel detached. It's like
I think that's really normal.
yeah, I think it's a cycle, I think. I don't know. I haven't been feeling super enraged. I've been feeling fairly calm, I'd say. I'm generally pretty calm, but
That's why I'm laughing. It
Yeah.
was just kind of a funny question to ask you from the get-go.
yeah, because I just don't rage.
Well, you only rage if I come home and I'm like, you won't even freaking believe what happened to me today.
Yeah. I rage with her.
Yeah.
I do have some shit I just remembered. So, yeah, like fucking like 4 weeks ago or something like that. My car got hit in the parking lot.
Oh my
This old dude.
God.
He was nice in the end, so whatever. But old dude, fucking big giant dually, like the biggest truck that there is, like is, and he's parking these little tiny apartment carports.
Oh my gosh.
We've heard him hit multiple times the freaking pole, like that's holding up the carport. And then he backs into my car, and then didn't leave a note.
Ugh.
Claimed he didn't hear it, but so the way I got to it was, the way I got to like getting his information was, so one of our neighbors left a note saying who did that. It was like, look at the front right of your car because big white truck in front of you hit it. And so I knew what truck it was, so I got his license plate. I went to did a police report, and they actually gave me his insurance information. Turns out I couldn't use his insurance information unless I had his first name, or his first and last name, which the police station didn't give me. But then we ended up running into him outside, and then just got it that way, and he was nice about it. So,
He was a little sus when we went down there, though. He was a little weird.
you think so?
Well, so Corey originally was like, I don't really know. I don't really want to like go confront him. I was like, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. Like, I will walk down there right now.
Context: I'm very not confrontational
At all.
I don't try very hard to feel right, you know? Like I
Yeah.
don't, it scares me and I don't like doing it. But
And so, dude with truck literally is anytime he goes in reverse, his car is like beep beep. It is so loud we can hear it over the TV sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, so we're talking about this and we're like, man, this is really sucky. Like, we got to get his name. How the heck are beep beep?
Yep.
Oh,
It was literally
I'm going
like
outside.
it was like minutes after I hung up with the insurance, defeated because I didn't have his name. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And then beep beep.
I'm going downstairs right now. You better come with me. And Corey's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
So we put our shoes on. We go downstairs. Dude is like sitting in his truck, and I'm standing directly in front of it, staring at him, and he's just staring back at me. And I'm like, dude's gonna have to get out of his truck one way or another. Then I'm walking up to his window, so I stand next to him and I like tell him to roll it down, and he's just an older gent. He's just so oblivious to everything. And I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? You backed into my car. Literally, dude is so shook as if he had absolutely no idea. And so he gets out, and Corey notices, you're like, that definitely is my black paint on your huge white truck.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I didn't notice this I wish I would have noticed this when I went to the police station, because I would have been so much more funny. And I'm like, yeah, look at this. And they'd be like, oh my fucking God. But
he literally was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it or feel it. That's crazy.
yeah. It's like,
Dude. And the neighbor that wrote the note too, apparently she was like trying to be nice and like he backs out and backs into his spot at least like 15 times. Like he
yeah,
literally
it's like
does like
a
a
90
16-point turn.
And he
It's
has to do a
ridiculous.
couple points because his car's big, but like he does way too many.
It's so ridiculous. So she's trying to be nice, let him go, whatever. And somehow it provokes him and he starts yelling at the neighbor.
And flipping her off, she said.
Yeah, and then backed into Corey's car during all of this. And so I think that's why she was raged enough to even leave a letter for you. Because there was no way he was going to be like nice enough to like write a letter, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
long story short, we got his name.
Yeah.
And
It got fixed.
but then it gets worse.
Oh, yeah. It does get worse. And this is all so minor. Like, this is why I didn't even think of it, because I just don't care. But
Yeah.
yeah, I sometimes leave my car unlocked, because I just don't really leave anything in there. But this time I did leave my wallet in there. But someone went through my car. I have an inkling to who it might be, but I don't even care to figure that out. Someone went through my car and then stole my license plate. This was like 1 week after dude hit my car.
It was the day after.
No, it wasn't the day
It was
after.
like within like
It was
a
pretty.
couple of
It was
days. It
pretty
was
close.
so-
I think
yeah.
it was like about a week. But yeah, my license plate got stolen, and my wallet was in my car when he went through my car. But that was the only thing. But he didn't take my wallet. He just took one of my cards, and then the cash out of there, which was like $10 or something. So
Thank
I didn't.
goodness it wasn't more.
Yeah, I don't really keep cash on me, so doesn't matter. It wouldn't have never mattered, but I'm just glad he didn't take my wallet, because then you have to get insurance cards. You got to get your freaking
Your
new
license.
license,
Yeah.
all your credit cards. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just as a pain. That's such a minor thing. Like, it's not that big of a deal to request it, but it's just, it sucks. Like, you should have had to have done it in the first place.
Yep.
So it's just as a bummer.
Yeah. And so that was really annoying. And then I have another thing that is still connected to all this that I'll rage about. So my car's in the shop from this dude hitting it. Then I go and get a rental car, and just an easy rental car. It was like 4 days or something like that. And then my car got fixed, bring the rental car back. Then I get charged for it. Then I send the charge to the insurance because it was like a reimbursement type thing. And then they send me all but $50. And so I'm like, why the hell is this? And then the dude calls me after they paid me and was like, I just want to let you know we sent the payment for your rental car, but we couldn't send you the full payment because you took a car that was above what the agreement was for. I'm like,
what the hell?
And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense because I didn't choose my car. You guys gave it to me. Like, I'm making the claim on the phone. This lady's like, you want me to book the car appointment for you? Yes. You want me to book your rental car for you? Yes. And then I get there, and the lady does the whole like thing looking up my information, and she's like, she holds up 4 keys on her hand like this and goes, you want the Toyota, the Subaru, the blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'll take the Subaru. Only conversation had about that. And then I get the Subaru, come back. Yeah. And then it was fucking an extra $50 because I was just given a car that was more expensive.
Yeah.
Like, now what I'm assuming happened is they told me what the price was over the phone when they were like booking it, and I didn't note it because I didn't think I needed to.
Right.
And then they sent it to the rental car agency, and the rental car agency just didn't like it. They just didn't give me a choice. Like, like I had no fucking clue. What I should have done was noted it and then said, is this within this price? But like, why
It's
is
so
that
silly.
conversation ever having to happen?
Yeah. Well, good thing you didn't write the price down in your notes.
Yeah, would have fucking
Would have
lost.
gotten lost.
Yeah, would have lost that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, so long story short, I didn't get my $50. I tried going through the insurance, tried through the rental car agency. Rental car agency says, well, we couldn't see the price there, so we had no idea. Insurance says we told you, so it's not our fault.
Which is so silly to me. Like, that is such a lack of communication. Like, they should explicitly tell you, like, please know, like, you only have $100 to spend. If you go over 100 and you want a nicer car, that's on you. Because some people would maybe want a nicer car, like if you have like kids or something, right?
I think they might have said something like that, like not like cautionary. Okay. They might have said something like, if you want to pay more than that, then it's on you. That's fine. But when I get to the rental car and they hold up options in front of my face, I assume those options are within my fucking budget, right?
Well, that's where the lack of communication comes from. Like, the insurance company that booked it with the car rental place should have told them, like, Corey can only get this. Like, this is what we would, you know what I mean? Like, that's where the lack of communication is.
And like, I signed paperwork for the car rental, but before I chose the car, I was never told what the price is going to be. Like, oh, if you choose this one, it'll be this price. If you choose this one, I would have always chosen the cheapest price.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, silly.
Stupid.
I tried for a little bit, but I just decided to lose $50. Oh, well.
Well, it gets to the point, like, everyone everywhere has experienced that. Like, it is just it's so aggravating, and it's not even worth dealing with. Like, I would rather pay money to not deal with this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I tried so hard, and yeah, whatever. Don't care. Don't care anymore. But, yeah. I think that's about all I can rage about. Everything else it's the same old shit. Just living in America, being a young person, not being rich, you know?
So suffering, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm grateful. I got a lot of luck and I've been set up very nicely in my life, but I mean, I could complain about the same things every day, but I just don't think about them all the time.
I know. Well, thank God, like both of us are so lucky, and seriously, like thank goodness we have been provided with that, because I don't even know where how much worse life would be without all that luck
Yeah.
that we both have.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just like imagine being dumped into poverty. Like
Yeah.
you hit 18 and like you're on your own and dumped into poverty. It's like,
So
that
that's
sucks.
something that I think about all the time. Like all these like poor sweet foster kids that are like, that's not a life that they chose. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I can't imagine you graduate high school and then immediately after like you're 18, so it's just like, well, good luck.
Yeah.
I don't really know a lot about how foster care works, which is why I think about it a lot, because I could learn more about it. But I do think that when you're 18, like if your family is like just like done with you, you know what I mean, then you're
Yeah.
out, you
Well,
know.
I don't know how it works either, but
don't
I would
either.
assume foster care is more of like, because foster is supposed to be where you go until a family adopts you.
Well, sometimes you don't
Right.
get
But I
adopted.
don't know if like there's a cutoff point or if it's like you could just live in a foster home until when you don't want to. But
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I
know
don't think
how that
that's
works.
how it works. If you are not adopted, I don't know how that works.
Probably 18 or something. Probably look
Which
that
really
up.
sucks. Like that's a really sucky thing to have to go through as a young person.
Mm-hmm.
Because in high school, it's not like you're working a lot like how we are. Like
Yeah.
you can't just very easily get your own apartment.
Yeah.
You might not even know enough people to move in with other people, you know?
Yeah. So that's a whole nother fucking problem because you can't live on your own unless you make fucking millions.
Yeah.
Although I lived on my own, but I had a really good, like my income's really good.
You just got
when
lucky.
yeah, it's
That's
like
why.
I don't know how anyone else could live on their own. Like,
Well, I can't.
yeah, no way.
There's no possible
Yeah,
way.
you would have to use almost 100% of your income just for rent.
Only.
Yeah,
That's it.
Fucking insane.
Couldn't eat.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
I don't even know. I wouldn't be able to pay for anything other than my rent and my car. And I would maybe be able to afford to eat pasta every single meal. I wouldn't
Ramen
be
noodle.
able to afford like Netflix or Wi-Fi
Oh, sorry, miss.
or my phone.
Yeah.
Potentially not even my car insurance. I would just have a car
Yeah, you
uninsured.
probably just have a bike. You don't even have a car.
And I work
at that
so
point-
far away. It sometimes could be a 40-minute drive to work. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Hour and a half bike ride to work.
Gosh.
Although good bike riders could do that in like 20 minutes. That from our house to there.
I mean, it is like a straight. Like you just go straight. You don't really turn very much
But
getting to work.
it gets windy on that road.
I'm looking outside right now. It is raging. The wind right now.
It's not that bad. That's raging to you?
Bad enough to potentially cancel plans.
Probably shouldn't talk about that.
No. But
Mez is grabbing my toes under the blanket right now.
yes.
Sweet Mez.
Anyways.
She's been sitting here the whole time. How
I
sweet.
know.
Good girl. And maybe it might be under the blanket.
No, she's laying down on the carpet next to the blanket. She loves laying on the carpet. That's her favorite thing to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. She'll when you go to bed and I'm like in our office and playing my games, the door closed. Mabel's sitting in the center of the room, like just like on her side, eyes closed.
That is so funny to me that she lays on the carpet. We have all of these blankets and beds and couches, and she doesn't care.
Yeah, she says, I want the hard
floor's
carpet.
good for me.
Yeah. Yeah, she says, I need
Yeah.
something sturdy.
Yeah. Yeah. So one big thing that's been raging me out, I mentioned at the beginning of this, I've been sick like 6 times. And I'm not exaggerating. Like that's like generally, I would say 6, maybe 5. 6 might be pushing it. But yeah, when we got home after we got engaged from vacation, Corey was sick, and then Corey got me sick. And then less than 3 weeks after that, I was like, Corey always gets me sick. And then Karma got my ass, and I got sick again.
Yeah, you said
I did say that. That
you
was my
said
fault.
it's always you that gets sick and then I get sick right after and here she goes.
Yep. And then 2 weeks after that, I don't even know if I fully recovered. And it's been like pretty minor sicknesses, I would say. When Corey got me sick from after vacation, that was the worst cold I've ever had, I think, in my life. It was
that was
horrible.
one of my worst too. I've had really bad ones, but that one was really bad.
Yep. And I've had like 4 head colds after that. And then this sickness that I currently have is really, really bad. Like, I don't even know what I would have done had I not had like health insurance. It is so freaking, I'm so sick
Yeah.
right now still. Like, I've been sick since last Sunday. I started feeling a little funky on Sunday. I was like, man, we had like pizza for dinner. And sometimes if I don't eat like freaking chicken and stupid broccoli for dinner, I feel like garbage the next day, which is a freaking scam too, but whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I do not feel very good today. Like, I didn't eat that bad yesterday. And then Monday when I woke up, so unwell, deeply unwell.
Yep.
And I still feel like shit, and it's Sunday. It's been a week later.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
It really do be like that. And then on Monday, I thought I had strep. I felt so bad, but I couldn't get into any urgent care or anything. And then I already just had an appointment with my doctor on Wednesday, thank God. So I have like a bunch of it's on the table right here, all this medication.
It probably can't even see it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's just where it is. But yeah, the healthcare system,
It's fucked. I think we've talked about it maybe in this.
I don't think so. I wanted to do a whole entire episode just on how the healthcare system is so fucked.
Yeah, we can dabble a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we don't want to go too deep because we could talk about that for fucking ever.
I'll start with this. And this is pretty dense. I don't know if I've even ever have told Corey this story before. So, I don't think I've mentioned this before. My mom is a stage 4 breast cancer survivor, which is, that in itself is a huge miracle, because when you hear someone say that their cancer is at a stage 4, it typically means that they're terminal, meaning it's incurable. Like, you will live with it for the rest of your life and you will likely die from it. But that wasn't the case for my mom. She was just a stage 4. That's just like what it metastasized to. Blah blah blah. She lived through it. And we can talk about that at a different day too. But she still, obviously, because she was so freaking sick for so long, she still has to go to Sanford. She can't come here where we live to get her scans done, like her CT and her PET scans, whatever. And I can't remember when this was. It was like very, very freshly into her remission, like right after she didn't have cancer anymore. Her insurance was like, yeah, we don't really find it to be medically necessary to have your PET scans and your CT scan to confirm you're still not sick. So we're just going to deny that. Sorry. What? Hello? Did I hear that right? Because that is absolutely insane. My sweet mother just went through absolute hell. Like, her body is fucked up still to this day. Like, it is so fucked up because of all of this stuff, and she just wants to make sure that she's going to live to see another day. And they're like,
Right.
I don't really feel like paying for that. That doesn't seem medically necessary. Like, what does that even mean?
Why is there some fucking stupid ass insurance agency deciding that?
And
That doesn't make any sense to me.
So I work in insurance, and I deal with people like this all the time. Like, I personally believe that it's medically necessary too, and I have to read off to people, and I have to deliver that horrible news.
Yeah, and it's like, for what reason? So you guys could save money on your fucking billions of profits?
Right.
It's
and on top of her
ridiculous.
just having cancer for the last 10 years too, like, you've made plenty of money off of her. Thanks.
Yeah. It's ridiculous how much insurance just sucks the life out of everyone. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, it's horrible. I have to get I think it's an MRI of my face because of I think I have sinusitis, which is like really horrible to get surgery for. I literally was like, oh man, that is so expensive. Like, that copayment, so expensive. It's like $300 for a 20-minute.
What the fuck is even a copayment too?
I know.
You got to pay with us. Although you pay us monthly, you got to pay with us every time you go. What the fuck is that?
And that goes for dental insurance too, by the way. Dental insurance is a fucking racket. Why is it that expensive?
Dude, it's ridiculous. First of all, healthcare should be free. It's a
Or at
human,
least combined, dental, vision, and
right?
medical should be the same thing.
Right. Yeah. You healthcare should is a right. Like
It is.
it doesn't make any sense. Like you can't just not get sick. You can't just not have injury. You can't just not do these things and be a human. Like you have a right. And yeah, people study, people put in a lot of work to do these things, but it should not be the sick person's responsibility to pay for that.
I agree.
And then it's like you pay for this insurance that's supposed to be the roundabout way of that. It's supposed to be like oh, you pay them a little bit and then they cover a lot of it. And it's like they kind of do that, but then you still seem to have to always cough up money every time you go.
Every time.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if I'm paying insurance for monthly and you're paying like hundreds a month, like if I'm paying that much, I should be able to go to the doctor at any point for any reason and not have to pay $1 out of pocket ever.
Yeah.
Why is there ever $1 coming out of my pocket? It does not make any sense to me.
It doesn't to me. I mean, certain things, this might be a little controversial of me to say. There are certain things that I do think are okay to pay for. Like, so hear me out. Medications, I do think that there should be a copayment for those. It makes sense that you're buying them. It's just like buying like cough drops and stuff. But they shouldn't be so outrageous. Like I know it's really popular right now for like Ozempic and Wegovy and all those weight loss medications. Some insurances don't even cover it, and I don't even want to get into that because that makes me outraged too. But
Don't even cover it. Why is that a word we even say? Like
I know, right? But it's just like it should just be reasonable. Anyways, I do agree with their sometimes being like certain co-payments for like medications. I get it, and I'm not even upset at like paying for like certain medications, but the amount that you're paying should be so much less. Like it is like I was just mentioning, like so Wegovy, Ozempic, it's not even, some insurances don't even cover it, which is a whole thing that I could rage about too, because there's so many people that really genuinely need this medication regardless if they're diabetic or not, and there's like a shortage, and like a shortage for ADHD medication too. Like, first of all, what the fuck? Make more. Why are we not making more? Anyways, I must not know enough about that. Like, why is there a shortage in the first place?
there's no way. Like
There is no way.
It must be a shortage in the like packaging and the because there has to be a human involved probably. Like
there is like pharmacists that have to like count
so like
it, right?
maybe it's there, but I don't see. I mean, we can make like 20 plus cars a day.
I know.
Like, why can't we
girl,
make a little fucking pill?
It just it doesn't make sense to me.
Like thousands a minute, right?
I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough about it. But anyways,
Yeah.
the co-payments for like medications should just be so much less than what it is. I'm cool with paying for like my mental health visits. It doesn't even bother me. But why is it $80?
Yeah,
It's too expensive.
Yeah, I still just don't think you should have to pay for any of it. The only things I could get behind is that you would have to pay for is like cosmetic stuff, maybe.
Well, that makes sense to me. That totally,
Because
that
that stuff's just like, I mean, that's just like buying a fucking watch or whatever, a phone.
And so that's a good thing too. So there's so many people. I have so many scenarios of this. Just I work every single day. I see some horrible situation for some person that doesn't deserve it. But Botox can be medically necessary, and insurance decides that it's not. I mean, think about all these people that suffer from migraines. Botox can help them, depending. I mean, it's like such trial and error. But yeah, if your insurance decides that's cosmetic, that's not medically necessary, then they won't cover it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, who's making these decisions?
Who?
I don't understand.
Who is responsible for this?
I don't.
I just want to talk. And that's another thing too. Like something that and I will die on this hill. No one can change my opinion on this. Is I think that certain massage should be medically necessary and covered by your insurance.
Massage.
I will die on that hill because I will tell you straight up. Like there's a lot of things that I've changed my lifestyle to make this better. But I used to be a huge migraine person, until I started getting massage often, like very, very consistently. And that's one of the only things that I truly believe made my migraines stop.
Yeah.
And it is so expensive. Like massage is such a like luxury item
Yeah.
to and it's so expensive.
Yeah.
So it just would be so nice if insurance recognized that too, because it was like debilitating to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with massage. I'm not saying I'm not saying I don't, but I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that
yeah.
because yeah, that could definitely help some people, but I don't know how you would determine that this person actually needs help, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that unfortunately would be, so this is probably another reason as to why it's not, but like your therapist would have to decide that. It would be up to them, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's up to how your mental health doctor treats you, just how your primary treats you. Like it's up to them to bill your insurance for what they think it was medically necessary for,
I see.
right? Like it wouldn't be you just like, I have headaches,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
anyone has headaches.
Yeah. Although, yeah, you got to go to another doctor, and then you got to pay to go to that doctor, for that doctor to tell you need to go to this doctor, for your insurance to say we're not going to cover that doctor.
I went to the doctor recently, and it was like a kind of like a sports med doctor. I don't really know what to call them necessarily, but I was having like really intense pain in my hand and like my wrist area right here, and I wasn't able to like open jars and like turn my thumb into my body. And so I waited for so long for this appointment, and I know everyone in America can relate to this and has experienced this. So I it's to the point where I can't even open things. I have to ask Corey, will you open my water? Like I can't, can you open my jar of pickles? Like I can't, and it's open. It's an open jar of pickles. Like it's not hard to open.
As soon as I get that pickle jar open, you just kidding.
Down the hatch. But I literally couldn't even, I wasn't even using my hand. I couldn't even like do like arm workouts because my wrist hurt so freaking bad. I get to this appointment, and I don't think this is the doctor's fault necessarily. He was really nice, but he hands me this pamphlet and says, go home and research this and let me know if this is what you're experiencing. Sir, I just waited months for this. I just paid you $80 for you to tell me to Google it. I know. I already did Google it. That's why I'm here.
But he wants you to know it. He wants you to figure out through your own research if that's what you have. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I kind of makes sense, I guess, but like,
Are you fucking
why am I going
kidding
to
me?
a doctor for that?
I already Googled it. I already know. That's what I was having
Can I
problems
just like
with.
real quick call you on the phone? I'm experiencing this. It sounds like you have this. Do some research and come back to me if you have this. 5 second phone call. Be easy.
Yeah. Well, and then in that case, they should have x-rayed my hand and they should have checked. I'm already here. Why are you going to make
Yeah.
me go home to confirm? I'm positive this is what it is.
Yeah.
I never went back to that doctor, and my hand magically healed itself, probably from my fucking rage.
Yeah.
So thank God. The other option was surgery and getting like some of my nerves cut just so they didn't hurt anymore,
Yeah.
which was a crazy option to me too. I was like, that sounds great. Thanks.
Yeah. The only, maybe not the only, but one doctor I've always had good experiences with is sports medicine. I don't know why. Like, I mean, it's still the whole fucking bullshit paying money you don't need to pay and all that shit. But every time I've gone to a sports doctor, which is quite a few times, they always know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know why. They're just like, if you come with a sports injury, they're so honed in on like what happened. They just can figure it out so easily. Like
Which is
I've
how it
never
should
not
be.
had that experience. Yeah, like I went for my shin, turns out I had a stress fracture from running. I went and went there. He did a couple tests on me, then x-rayed me right then and there, and then was like, yeah, you have a stress fracture. And he's like, here's what you do to heal it. And it's like, I've been doing that. It works great. It's like,
That's just how it should be. That's the whole point of seeing a specialist. Like I have That's so funny that I can't think of what it is now. I was thinking about it last night. I have a lot of feet problems. Not probably. It's from being a dancer. What are
Orthopedic.
Yeah. Not that. Not is it orthopedic?
Orthopedic is
What's a foot doctor called?
It's a orthopedic. I think orthopedic doctor, or because I know an orthopedic surgeon is a foot surgeon, and
That makes sense.
orthopedics are like
just,
the
like,
foot
doesn't sound
inserts.
right.
It's ortho.
Orthopedics.
Yeah, ortho something. Yeah, I had to get orthopedics
Definitely not
for my
orthodontist.
flat feet.
Yeah. But anyways, I feel like a lot of foot doctors are like that too. I went in and I was like, my foot feels like it's on fire, and he was like, it's broken.
Yeah.
I was like, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. But it just doesn't like feel like that anywhere else. Like I've seen so many like ear, nose, and throat doctors, and they're like, well, we can put you on amoxicillin. It's like, girl, I literally, my face feels like it is on fire right now. I don't think that's gonna help. It's been months.
They're like, we can try. We
Well,
can try something.
have you taken Tylenol? Have you used Tylenol before?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
I don't know who to even blame about that. Is it the doctors not doing their due diligence, or is it the education being bad, or is it
know.
like their work environment's so shit they don't give a fuck? Like
I
don't-
truly believe that it's like their work environment, like doctors and nurses are literally doing the Lord's work, but they are like so sick of it.
Yeah, they're sucked dry.
I've never
Especially
had an
nurses.
issue with a nurse. I'm gonna say I have never one time had an issue with a nurse.
Yeah, nurses are always really nice, but they probably don't get paid enough.
No, hell no, they don't. I don't even think doctors get paid enough.
I mean, doctors get paid quite a bit.
Yeah, some like people in like the NFL and like make more money than them though.
Oh, of course.
That's fucked up. To me.
NFL entertainment. Everybody makes more money in entertainment.
That's disgusting to me.
I agree, but I don't think that's necessary. But oh well, it entertains people and it brings in money. Doctors make a lot.
Yeah.
I know doctors make a lot, and but you have to be like a doctor. Like you
Right.
can't be an assistant, or like you have to have your doctorates. If you have that and you have like you get in a position, you definitely make some bank. But
Something that
I
makes
mean,
me
at what cost?
I know. Something that makes me really upset is when people are like, I don't want to see like a physician's assistant. Like I need to talk to the doctor. Like they almost have the exact same schooling.
Yeah.
Why are you pressing me right
Aren't
now?
physician assistants also doctors?
Yes, they are. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. They're not like doctors, right? Because
So
they don't have their. I think you have more schooling to have your like doctorates, right?
Oh, okay.
So a physician assistant, I'm fairly certain, just has like their master's and not their doctorate's degree. So they're really close. I think I'm not sure. Might be talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same amount of schooling. It's just like a little bit less.
Because I would think that, yeah, it probably is that way. Because people will be physician assistants for their whole career.
Well, because you can go to that's like PA school essentially, right?
Maybe.
So I think that's what that is, as opposed to like becoming an actual doctor.
Yeah, I mean they have to go through med school. I'm sure. Oops.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
you
it's
do have
like
to go to med
they-
school.
I'm sure there's a point at it where it's like doctors go and do all this, and then physicians go to physician PA school or whatever.
Yeah, because
Physician assistants.
I love PAs. I always see, if I have the option to see like the doctor or the PA, you can get into the PA so much faster because people just don't want to. Like they'd rather wait to hear from the doctor, which I think is so silly. Like I just think that's so unnecessary.
Except for our freaking PA, the doctor we go to. Well,
Oh my god.
yeah, I was trying to go to her doctor, and I accidentally saw the PA, and she's psycho. Like, ew, I did not like her.
So this made me so upset on Wednesday, just a couple days ago. I see my doctor. I mentioned I had a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. I'm in such bad physical condition because I am so sick, and so my doctor says, here's some antibiotics. I needed eye drops too because I had a freaking eye infection. So I'm like, whatever. I go to CVS, okay? This is like 7 hours into me being awake and being like ill, and I'm getting worse as the day goes on. I need my medication. I go to CVS, I pick it up. I realize that instead of it being like eye drops, it's like this like lotion type stuff that you have to put in your eyes. And you have to do it at nighttime. And it's like 4 p.m. Like, there is no possible way I can wait until I go to sleep that night. Like, I needed to put it in my eyeballs right then and right there. So I called them back. I'm like, is there any way you can put in a new script? And I talked to the physician assistant. She says, yep. I call back CVS. Hey, when's this going to be ready? They said tomorrow. I'm like, you gotta be pulling on my freaking leg. So I call them back just to see if they can send it to like Walgreens or somewhere. I don't even freaking care if I have to pay full price for it. I need the script to go somewhere else. I don't have it in paper, so I can't take it into Walgreens and be like, yo, fill this for me. So I called them back, and she's like, that physician's assistant's not taking calls anymore. It's been within 5 minutes. What do you mean she's off of work already? And it's like 4:45 or something like that, not like 5 p.m. Like it's like in the middle of the hour.
On you too?
Yes. Yeah, when I asked her to send it into CVS, she like hangs up on me. She's like, "Yeah, I can do that." Hangs up, and I'm like,
hangs up instantly. Doesn't give you a chance to respond.
Okay, sick. I had more
Sorry,
questions,
miss.
but that's okay. That's okay. So I message her on my chart, if you know what my chart is, and she always gets right back to me, and she doesn't even respond to me on there either. So I'm like, I'm literally fucked. Like, there's nothing that I could possibly do, and it's close to 5 p.m. now. So I have to call a different doctor, and thank the Lord she could put it in for me too. But it was just like, that was so the amount of stress that I went through to get my eye drops. So unnecessary.
Yeah, ridiculous.
There was no reason that needed to happen.
Average American healthcare experience.
I know. So me and my friend were talking the other day. There's only been one instance in which I have ever gone to the doctor and been like, that was really great. Like, I feel so much better than I did before I went in. And it was because I almost cut my finger off 2 weeks ago. And they were like, yeah, we can fix that right now. I was in and out of urgent care within like 20 minutes. That was the best experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Other times I've gone into the ER and I was certain that I was suffocating. My lungs weren't inflating. I had to sit there for 12 hours before I was even checked in because it was so busy in the ER. I've gone to urgent care, and I don't even know what was wrong with me. I've been on my deathbed before in urgent care.
Yeah.
And I've sat there for 8+ hours.
Terrible. Yeah. I think we need to put a pin on this one because, like, I have so much I want to say about it. We're getting really deep, but I want to stretch out the content. You know what I mean? Not to cut you short, but God, fuck the healthcare system.
Well, there's so much that goes into the healthcare system. It's not just healthcare. It's like doctor's visits, insurance. You know what I mean? Then there's like the medication side of it, and then there's also dental and vision. Like there's so much that goes into it.
Overcomplicated, convoluted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll continue this conversation in the next one, which will be this is like episode 7, I think. So, I think so.
Hopefully, it's within the next 4 weeks.
No, we'll be good. We'll be good this time. Alexa.
Does your Alexa ever go off too? Hello,
yeah.
We did not
say anything. You guys heard us. Alexa just talked to us for no reason. Anyways, okay. Anything else to add?
Oh, I guess I'll just hold on to it for later.
Yeah. Pack it in the brain. Don't put it in your notes on your phone.
I forgot about that.
You'll forget about it. Okay. All right. Well, that was the Bite the Abstract podcast, and bye-bye.